Welcome back to BlackTideTV yet again. Today we're breaking through the exclusion zone on Mars, and we're going to talk about the Cabal in Destiny and how they're so underrated. Like they're supposed to be these super mercenary, awesome guys that are 800 pounds, and then we basically just drive past them when we're on Mars and we go fight the Vex, and then that's it. So that's what we're talking about today. The gameplay is of the mission Exclusion Zone. This is the very first mission on Mars, so we have to go up. We have to go and set up the Sparrow so that we can use the Sparrow and all that jambalaya. But that's what you're going to be seeing. And today, like I said, we're talking about the Cabal. So let's jump right into the commentary. The Cabal are so, like, they're supposed to be so fearsome. The way that they get described in the game is that they're 800 pounds and they're highly militarized. They blow up moons and planets because they're in their way, and basically we drive past them. I'm not joking with you guys right there. If you haven't got to Mars yet, you basically don't do anything with the Cabal. They really don't impact the story at all, other than they just get in the way. Just much like planets and moons get in their way, they get in our way when we're saving the universe. Like they're these highly militarized mercenary characters, and we don't even interact with them. We don't have to fight against them, and we don't know why we're fighting with them either. So it's very strange that these characters are in the game, unless of course they're going to play a major part in a future expansion. We've seen this before, where in the original game, we run right past the Fallen. We're on Earth. We get through the Fallen, and then we figure out that there's the Hive. And then we go and we go to the moon, and we interact with the Hive, and we do this thing with the Hive. We stop a ritual, and then we find out that, oh, that's not even a big threat. You can go to Venus, and this is the major threat. Then we go to Venus, and we find out about the Vex. And then we follow the Vex to Mars. And then once we get to Mars, we meet the Cabal, but we don't do anything with the Cabal. Even with the Fallen and the Hive, we did a little bit in the main story. With the Cabal, we really don't need to interact with them at all to get the main story done. You just have to get through their exclusion zone, and then it's just all about the Vex again. Now, with the Fallen and the Hive, once you complete the main story, it came back with expansions. We came back in Expansion 1, and we dealt with the Hive on the Moon and on Earth. We came back in Expansion 2, and we're dealing with the Fallen on Venus. So I'm assuming that we're going to be dealing with Cabal in future expansions, and I think it's going to be super, super cool. I think the Cabal are my favorite enemies in the whole game. I think they're really, really awesome. They're so badass. They're these big, like, turtle guys, and like they've got these great big shells on them because they're 800 pounds, and they're just like super mercenaries, and they're just so cool. And I think it's a real waste that they were in this game and they didn't really do much. So there definitely has to be something with these Cabal in the future. There are a couple strikes where you can take on the Cabal. You go and fight, I think his name is BlackTideTV, and basically there's no real reason why you're going to fight him in this strike. It's just like, oh, we've heard word, like the intro to the strike is like, oh, we've heard word that one of the Cabal generals, BlackTideTV, is in this Imperial land tank, and we have the chance to take him out. Well, what are we taking him out for? Like, if he's just minding his own business, I mean, like, technically, if you really think about this story, we're the first Guardian to ever go to Mars, like, since the collapse. So we're basically invading their privacy, and then we're going in and we're killing, like, their major generals and stuff, which is like a serious accusation, serious accusation. That's a serious offense, is what I mean to say. Like, we're just going in and killing their major generals. Like, that's not a very cool thing to do if you're the first Guardian on Mars. Now, it's also not a very cool thing to do on the Cabal side, that when we show up to Mars, they kind of just, like, show up and start trying to kill us right away. You would think that a military faction, like, these are soldiers, even though they're a different race, they're different, like, they're an alien race, they're soldiers. You think they would go for diplomacy before they go for their arms. So you think that when we meet the Cabal, we should have been talking with the Cabal, like how we've seen Varix on in the Reef. That's a friendly Fallen character where we can talk to a Fallen character. We need a friendly Cabal character where we can talk to and we can negotiate, like, something with the Cabal. So, like, when we were fighting the Venus on on Mars with the Cabal. We should have been able to talk to the Cabal and make a pact to take out the Vex on Venus. Like, these Cabal are fighting the Vex as well. They don't want them on Mars. The Cabal want Mars for themselves. So we should have just been like, hey, let's team up. You can have Mars. There's no Guardians here anyways. We don't give a shit. Just take Mars and just help us fight the Vex. Like, instead of sending one Guardian through the Black Gate to take down a Vex god, why don't we send half of the Cabal army in? Like, if we're really thinking smart about this, the Cabal want Mars. We want Mars to be safe as well. Why can't we all work together? Like, it just makes more sense this way, and I don't know why we completely skipped that whole part. Like, these are military characters. These aren't just random crazed aliens that are minions of the darkness. These are not minions of the darkness. There's nothing in the game calling these characters like darkness thralls or anything like that, like the Hive and the Fallen technically are. Whereas the Cabal are not. The Cabal is actually a military faction. They're military dudes. They're not going to be like just killing people for no reason. They probably have laws of their own. They probably have their own kind of democracy or just government in general, where it's not just like there's going to be hierarchy. There's not going to be just anarchy and just killing everybody that comes to our planet. They'd probably be more diplomatic about that. They'd talk to us and be like, hey man, this is our exclusion zone. You're not really supposed to come through here. And then you could say, yo, I just want to talk to you guys about this. I know that you have a big problem here, and that I want to help you get rid of these robot guys that are trying to take over your world. It's no big deal. Like, I don't care about if I come onto Mars. I just want to help you guys get rid of them because they're really bad. And I'm sure the Cabal, being like the military personnel that they are, they'd be like, yeah, cool, let's go take them out. Like, it's not that they wouldn't just say, oh no, we can't let you in, and just start killing us. Like, we really should have conversed with the Cabal, and we really should have started getting like missions from the Cabal and all kinds of stuff. I really feel like they really missed out on this, because the Cabal are people. They're not minions of the darkness. So hopefully in future expansions we'll see more Cabal stuff. We'll be conversing with the Cabal. We'll be getting more missions for the Cabal. Even if we have to go against the Cabal, I want to see the Cabal more. The Cabal are just place fillers. Like, it's like they were like, okay, we want to go to a new planet. We've done Venus. We want to go to Mars, but we don't just want to have only Vex on Mars. That would be boring. So we need another different alien race on Mars. And then like Toby puts up his hand and he's like, yo, let's put the Fallen on Mars. And they're just like, Toby, the Fallen have already been on the moon and on Earth. We're not going to put them on Mars too. Let's come up with something new. So that's the story of how they decided to put the Cabal on Mars instead of maybe the Fallen or the Hive. But it's just a filler. They're not there for any particular reason. They're not there because we're meant to fight them. They're just there to fill the spot, spill the void, fill the void of there's no characters other than Vex on Mars. So I really want to see some campaign missions or a new expansion or something crazy in the future where we're going to deal with the Cabal, where we're going to have to go to Mars or to other planets where the Cabal are, maybe an asteroid or something crazy like that, where the Cabal have their military base, or maybe like something like the Dreadnought, where it's like a great big floating space station of the Cabal's, like the whole Cabal armies in this great big space station, and we don't know where the Cabal came from or something per se. That would be really cool. I really hope we get into some more Cabal-related stuff in the future, because, like I said, they're the coolest enemies in the whole game. I mean, Fallen, yes, you have 4 arms. The Hive, well, they're just kind of creepy. The Vex, I hate with a passion. They're just annoying. And then there's just these Cabal guys, and these guys are just badass. Like, great big, like, muscly, 800-pound, like, armored beasts. Like, they're just so cool. And I really want to explore this side, the Cabal side of Destiny in the future. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know whatever you think about this video in the comment section down below. Leave it a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you're reading all my Game Skinny articles. Those go up. I do like 5 minimum a week because that's my weekly minimum, but I'm generally doing more than 5 articles a week. Destiny week still continues this week. We're going to do multiple Destiny videos on every single day. I still have like 9 or 10 more videos to come out, and then we're going to be all caught up, and we're going to start following the new BlackTideTV schedule. So that's really, really cool. The BlackTideTV schedule video where I announced that and I announced Destiny week will be the first link in this description. Go down there and check it out. If you really, really enjoy the channel, if you really love BlackTideTV, you can support me on Patreon for $1 a month. It's not that much to ask, guys. Channel ads. I am going to do a video on this in the future, on Patreon in the future, but channel ads is the only way that YouTuber makes his money, and your support, just $1 a month, is actually giving me something. It's actually going to improve the channel a lot, and it's definitely something I'd really appreciate. So do that if you like. See you later.